is the transformation that he's going through is pretty exciting. So over to you, sir, Paparao sir. So I want you to please enlighten us as to why do we need disruption in healthcare strategy for the business to get enhanced.
First of all, very good morning to all the people present in this hall, and thanks for the APTA organizations for allowing us to address this particular forum and as panelists about the healthcare. And to the question that what you posed, disruption is a word is a buzzword in entrepreneurship. Now, as Peter Thiel says, we are not talking medicine here. And in the business of healthcare, like any other business, unless you think about something of a non-competitive nature, then only there's a good probability of succeeding. Now, competitors is for losers. And then healthcare disruption, I would put that into in my own way, two, three perspectives. Let us discuss like this. We all have witnessed in this country. See, first of all, I want to make a statement. Healthcare is absolutely local. As many of us understand, healthcare is a medical science, but that's not only that. It has got to do, the delivery of practice, the practice of medicine has got a lot to do with the geography, the economics of that geography, the culture of that place, the customs that are prevailing in the society, and apart from the being a medical science, and the availability of infrastructure itself, and what actually are the traditional practices in the society. I think what is a model for a absolute private healthcare like that of a US, or even a state-sponsored healthcare systems like what you have in other parts of the world, whether it's Europe, Canada, France, or a capitation fee system like New Zealand or whatever it is. They're all different, and that healthcare suits that particular environment. If that is to be adopted here, it will be a big mismatch. So I think healthcare is always local, and innovation is necessary, suiting the ecosystem that is prevailing in that particular geography and the country and the society. Now, we all have witnessed in this very particular country where healthcare has migrated. If you remember, these domain experts coming in and starting their practice and putting up some establishments, which are very tiny in nature, whether it's a 5-bedded hospital. I'm talking only about healthcare services, whether it's a 10-bedded hospital or it's a 50-bedded hospital or maybe a 100-bed hospital. Most of it was in an unorganized sector, and it started like that. Now, just in about 2 to 3 decades, see where we have migrated. Today, it is not possible for any individual or a tiny group, whatever it is, to come and put up a healthcare setup, typically what you call as a hospital. Now it has become so capital intensive, it is not possible for individuals or groups to put up a hospital, unlike somebody like a Blackstone or a TPG gets involved and then supports you. Now this is the trend today. Now in this, if you are not trying to innovate and create some disruption, I think it is going to be a failure. The second thing I would like to make people understand is there's a tremendous amount of technological innovations that has happened even in the delivery of medicine, whether in different specialties. Now, if I remember correctly, I think there should be about 55 to 56 different medical specialties. And then from specialty, you're going into subspecialty and micro-specializations, which is not true in my own personal perspective. I think it is going to a stage where it is becoming, going to get entangled in its own conundrum, and then ultimately delivery of medicine will be completely, it's not going on the right track, but you can't alter the trends. Then there are innovation disruptions that the way these services have to be marketed out there into the society. whether it's a digital marketing systems that have come into place. It's not a typical sales force which are going to be there in the ground, which actually can market this particular business concept. There has to be a digital marketing, there has to be a digital, I would say, search engine optimizations, whatnot, different ways of doing it. And overall, in the conundrum of business development, this is all required. The other thing is what the investment community will be interested to understand, and the model, is it scalable or not scalable? I mean, these are the things which really requires a lot of innovation and disruption. If it doesn't happen, I think it is not going to be viable. Now, for example, you take even in the simple delivery of services. So many of these procedures, surgical component have become so non-invasive today, and then becoming, reducing the length of stay in the hospitals. I mean, if these are not disruptions, what else can be defined as disruptions? I think as the average revenue today, if we don't think about two important aspects, as the average length of stay in hospitals is coming down, and as the average revenue per occupied bed day, as it going up, I think we have to see how we stay relevant and support this by actually trying to be affordable and all-inclusive healthcare system. I think I will stop there. These are my opening remarks, and then I think
Sir,
Saujanya.
you were like, you read my mind. You've answered a lot more questions that I'm going to put up later. So one thing being, yes, it's time we doctors or practitioners start accepting that we are in the business of healthcare, as Sir stated. The more we look at it as a service, in service, there is no service and business coming together, at least in the local perspective, the way it is perceived in India. We have to break that and accept the fact that we're in the business of healthcare. Only then can we get investments into this capex intensive business that we are running. And the second thing, whether you believe it or not, the very question